In a small historic town, a long-buried secret stirs to life when a series of grisly murders begin to plague the community. The ghost of a medieval executioner, wronged and betrayed centuries ago, has returned to seek vengeance on the descendants of those who condemned him. As the past and present collide, the townsfolk must unravel the curse before they become the next victims of the vengeful spectre. The story begins in the quaint town of Ravensbrück, known for its picturesque streets and charming historical architecture. However, the town harbors a dark secret from its past: a notorious executioner, Edward Blackwood, who was wrongfully accused of crimes he didn't commit and executed in the town square centuries ago. His family was persecuted, and his name became synonymous with evil. As the annual Ravensbrück History Festival approaches, the town is bustling with excitement, unaware of the dark forces being awakened. The festival brings a surge of visitors to the town, including a prominent historian, Emma Collins, who is researching the history of Ravensbrück. That night, a local historian is found brutally murdered in a manner reminiscent of Edward Blackwood's infamous methods. The murder is gruesome, with deep, precise cuts that match the executioner's style. Fear grips the town as rumors of the vengeful spirit begin to spread, and Emma becomes determined to uncover the truth. Emma discovers an old journal hidden in the town archives, written by one of Edward Blackwood's accusers. The journal reveals the truth about Edward's innocence and the betrayal he suffered at the hands of corrupt town officials. It speaks of a curse placed upon the descendants of those who wronged him, a curse that will only be lifted when the truth is revealed and justice is served. Emma realizes that the murders are not random, but part of a calculated revenge. As Emma delves deeper into the town's history, the murders continue. The ghost of Edward Blackwood is described as a spectral figure clad in tattered executioner's garb, wielding a ghostly axe. He appears in the shadows, his face hidden by a hood, and leaves behind a chilling trail of blood and despair. The fear of the townsfolk grows as they struggle to understand the connection between the murders and their own family's dark pasts. The descendants of those who wronged Edward are the primary targets. Each victim is a relative of one of the corrupt officials who condemned Edward. They are haunted by nightmarish visions of the executioner and experience increasingly disturbing and violent encounters. As the ghost draws closer, they struggle with feelings of dread and guilt, knowing they are being hunted by a malevolent spirit with a personal vendetta. Emma's investigation leads her to a hidden chamber beneath the town's old courthouse. Inside, she finds historical documents and artifacts that reveal the true extent of Edward Blackwood's innocence and the crimes committed against him. She discovers that the only way to appease the vengeful spirit is to publicly acknowledge the truth and make reparations for the injustices of the past. As the final confrontation approaches, the ghost's attacks become more violent and desperate. Emma, along with a few brave townsfolk, gathers in the town square, where Edward Blackwood was executed. They hold a solemn ceremony to publicly clear Edward's name, confess the town's sins, and seek forgiveness. The ceremony is tense and fraught with fear as the ghost manifests in full force, determined to stop them. During the ceremony, the ghost appears, his rage palpable. Emma and the townsfolk plead for his forgiveness, presenting the evidence of his innocence and the town's repentance. The atmosphere is charged with supernatural energy as Edward's ghost confronts his tormentor's descendants, who stand before him, acknowledging their ancestors' wrongs. The ghost's anger slowly gives way to sorrow as he listens to the pleas for redemption. As the truth is finally acknowledged and the town offers its formal apology, the ghost of Edward Blackwood begins to dissipate, his form becoming less menacing and more sorrowful. The curse is lifted and the murders cease. The townsfolk are left to grapple with the aftermath of the haunting, their lives forever changed by the spectre's revenge and the dark history they had tried to forget. Ravensbrück begins to heal, but the scars of the past remain. The town decides to honor Edward Blackwood with a memorial, ensuring that his story is remembered and that justice is never forgotten. Emma's research and bravery bring the truth to light, and the town learns a valuable lesson about the consequences of injustice and the importance of facing the past. The ghost's final resting place is now marked by a peaceful memorial, a symbol of the town's commitment to remembering and rectifying its dark history.